What's going on, everybody? Thanks for tuning back to my channel. My name is A.Moor. I'm the owner of A.Moor's Professional Services, and we are a odor removal company. So, one question we get a lot of times is, hey, I have an odor in my car, whether it's a car rental, whether it's a two-row car, or maybe you do Uber or Lyft, and people can complain about your car smelling a little bad, which happens a lot of times. This video is good for you. Now, we're going to give you a step-by-step guide on how we actually do odor removal services. So if you want to know how we do it, I'll break this down, make this video quick because I am a ranter and I don't want to sit here and make a full detailed video. So this is going to be more of the short context version. Okay, so say we come up to a property, say it's a car dealership, it's your personal home, whatever it is, because you have an odor in the car. Let's say if it's tobacco or cigarettes or marijuana, or maybe you left some food in the car and it went bad, you forgot about it. Whatever odor you have, we're going to give you step-by-step guide on how we treat it. Okay, now, step one, inspection. We do offer, we like to call our odor consulting. So we have the odor consultation. I'm gonna slow my speaking down because I talk fast. Odor consultation is something we actually offer to our clients. That if you don't know what the issue is and you want to come up with a general idea how to fix it, we actually charge for inspections or consultations. So if you don't want to use our services, you want to get someone else to do it, or maybe you want to do it yourself, that's perfectly fine. We would basically walk you through it, see what the odor is, and we give you a step-by-step guide on how to remove it, kind of like this video is here. Now, with the inspection or the consultation, the fee automatically goes to whatever the bill actually is. So you're not paying extra if it's $55 or $60, I think ours is right now $75 for a consultation. The $75 will be included to the whole price of the whole entire job. So you're not paying anything extra, you're not paying no extra fees. Okay, so we do an inspection, we pull up to the car, the vehicle, and we do an inspection. We see if it's what level of odor it actually is. Is it extreme level? Is it something that minor that you can just do with a pre-spray or a deodorizer? We basically give you what kind of level you actually need to actually treat this problem itself. So once we identify the source of the odor, where it's coming from, why the odor came from, then we do it. Our next step is our step one, which we gas the vehicle off. Now, since we are certified in ozone, we gas off with ozone. Now, some people may use CO2 or chlorine dioxide. Some people may just do a hot fogging method, which is nothing but a deodorizer that's safe to be put in a thermal fogger. Either one of them works. All three of them works. See, unlike most people, we are certified in ozone, but we actually know and we're taught about different methods of odor removal. No, and not just a one-trick pony. So when you see all those guys talking about don't use ozone, because they're not trained in ozone. I'm gonna show you something real quick. Just happen to have it sitting here. If you can see this well, this is my certification. I am ozone certified. So I'm actually knowledgeable about ozone, about CO2, which is chlorine dioxide, or deodorizers, which I have. Hold on one second. Where is it? I think it might be in my vehicle, because it's not up here. These are all carpet cleaning stuff. Don't worry about that. You can't see what I'm looking down at right now because it's all right here. But I remember it in my vehicle. So we specialize in different deodorizers. All of them work. Every method works. Every method works if done properly. That's most importantly. So we come up with a gas off system. So how we work with our gas off with ozone. If you don't want ozone, or maybe try to treat yourself with ozone, I want to saturate it more with ozone to fix it with ozone. So then we use like a fogging method of a deodorizer first. So whatever way, we gas off first. So what we do is we gas up the vehicle for 15 minutes. Basically let the ozone generator or the thermal fogger, let it just gas off. We want to fill the vehicle up. Then what we do is we go in the vehicle with proper PPE. Hold on one second. Which should be a respirator. See, because we're certified, we know the proper PPE to wear these products to actually treat these actual odors. You can't see it, my supplies are like all right here. So, put the PPE on to gas everything off. So, we saturate it for 15 minutes. Then we put our PPE on, our respirators. Then we actually turn the vehicle on, turn the AC on, turn on recirculation, and we'll put it on full blast. You want the ozone or whatever fog we're using to actually gas off the whole entire vehicle, including the HVAC system. Now, when it comes to step two, you have to change your I don't know whether you guys can see this. My handwriting is not the best. Yeah, it looks horrible. My handwriting is not the best. Change your cabin filter. That's that's an L, but it looks weird. Excuse me. Change your cabin filter. You have to change your cabin filter. You cannot have the old cabin filter that's filled with whatever odor we're trying to treat, whether it's tobacco, smoke odor, pet odor, food odor. If that cabin filter is still in the vehicle, it's going to keep blowing that same odor back throughout the vehicle. So once you gas the whole system off and everything's treated, you still have to change your cabin filter. Okay? They're not expensive to do. They're actually pretty cheap. In fact, if you have a car rental service or a car dealership itself, or maybe Hertz or Enterprise, you should stock up on these anyway. Whatever car you have, just stock up on cabin filters. You're going to have them regardless. You're going to change them regardless. They're not hard to do. Just keep 5 or 10 of those per vehicle. If it's the same type of vehicle, just keep more, but keep those in handy. Because people are going to smoke in the vehicles, unfortunately. And they smoke in that vehicle, no matter how well we treat any of this, all 3 steps, it's not going to do anything if that filter's still in there. So change the cabin filter. So once we gas off, we're going to turn the AC on. Then we're going to do is for the next 15 minutes, which is 45 minutes total right now, we're going to turn the vehicle off and let it just saturate completely. So that it reached the full vehicle of the car, it reached the HVAC system, and now you're just going to let it just saturate the whole entire vehicle. Let it just sit there, get into any cracks, any crevices, anywhere the air actually can go to. Now in this process, because we're certified and we understand what we're doing, we're going to open up all your glove compartments, all your sunglass holders, anything that has a door that can open, anything that can pull out, anything that can move. We're going to shift everything around. Floor mats, we're going to take them up or out. Before we take them up, we sit them up so they actually can circulate inside the ozone or the thermofiber we're using. So we want that gas to get everywhere. So one thing I realize when coming with gassing off as well, seat belts. Seat belts holds odor. People don't realize that your seatbelt will also hold odor. So you have to actually gas that off as well. Now, once we do that, the 45 minutes have fully went through, and actually cycled through, then when we come through, we'll do our step 3. Now, after 45 minutes, open the vehicle, let it air out. So the 15 minutes will actually also be for letting the vehicle just air out itself. So there's a full hour. The process itself normally takes about 2 hours roughly. So now, step 1 is done. Here comes step 2. Step 2, we normally follow with a liquid treatment. This is, unfortunately, this is a chemical that we use, very popular one, I said it actually earlier, ClO2. But I cannot recommend the average person go out here and get that, or the average person to even mess with that. Because unfortunately with ClO2, or chlorine dioxide, you can mix this up wrong, and you can bleach, you can stain, you can harm yourself, or the fabrics of the vehicle. So this is why we don't tell people, or we won't sit and show people what we really do with this method. But you want to do a liquid treatment. You want to basically treat everything. Carpets, ceilings, floors, mats, interior. Of course, you be careful with the electronics in the vehicle, but you want to basically get everything and wipe down. The carpets, the fabrics, anything that holds odor, any type of cushions, you want to saturate so it can help break down the odor molecules. Now, the thing about ClO2 that we do like, which once again, we still can't recommend to everybody else because we're trained, we actually know how to properly do it. ClO2 also kills germs. So now, if you have weed or tobacco or cigarettes, doesn't apply for that one. The deodorization of it in general will treat that. But when you have like pet stains, well, you have the salts, you have the crystals, you have the bio salts of the urine itself that has to be broken down and treated in order to get rid of the odor. So ClO2 as well as ozone are great for getting rid of bacteria and germs. But also, if you also have like food odors, I'm setting up the camera frame. I think I'm in frame. If you have food odors, let's say you have your lunch that you forgot to slip under the seat, or a pack of chopped meat that you left in the car and kind of bust open and spilled, or like one incident we had recently, a client had some milk that spilled open. Had a little slow leak in it, she didn't know that, and it leaked inside the vehicle, so it smelled horrible, but it's the protein odor. But the thing is, ClO2 actually broke that down, as well as ozone. They both work the same way, but ozone is a gas. You really can't find that in liquid form. You probably can make it, but you know it comes in a gas form, not a liquid. This one, ClO2, I like to use that for a liquid. So we basically treat the whole entire vehicle interior. So we don't have to hide our chemicals like some companies do. We have no problem telling you what it is. I don't recommend you, the customer, going out buying this or this. Do not go out and buy ozone generator. I know you can get some on Amazon. Don't go out there and buy them. They are harmful if done improperly. Same with CLO2 if done improperly. Leave it to professionals. If you are going to try to use this up yourself, please go get certified. It's like $150, take a few hours. The information will save you so much. So go get certified if you can. So once you treat the whole entire area, you're gonna let it dry out. You have to give it dwell time to actually break down all the odors that's absorbed into the cushions, the fabrics, whatever the full interior of the vehicle is, it has to break it down. So we give it a good 30, 35 minutes to actually air dry. Could take longer depending on if it's really cloudy days, really hot days, if it's cold, so it's gonna take a little bit longer. Then once we finally finish everything else, ozone itself does leave a lingering smell. CO2 also leaves a lingering smell. So what we like to do is we come with our final step is a deodorizer. That's to help break down the ozone smell, the CO2 smell, and also help break down, which these will break down naturally by itself, so no big deal. If done properly. Once again, special warning when it comes to ozone. I'm trying to make this video short, but once again, I am a ranter. I did warn you. You should never use ozone. I'm making a separate video just by itself about this. More than 8 hours. You never use ozone for more than 8 hours. And max, 8 hours max. And this is for homes and apartments. For cars, an hour, no more than an hour. You have all this ozone that's being produced at 5,000, 10,000, 16,000 milligrams per minute, per hour. You do not need all this ozone sitting in that car for 4.5 hours. You have people who go out there on Amazon, they buy them this stuff, they've seen it in a YouTube video, and they'll go and complain that all the plastics in my car start being brittle. Well, I gassed it off for 2.5 hours, and now my car smells like ozone. I can get rid of the smell. I see one guy, he commented on one of the videos, not my video, but he commented on one of the videos, he with the subject ozone generator, fell asleep. He ended up gassing off, I think for like 9 or 10 hours. He set it up, went to sleep, set it up, he did some things, he went to sleep, he woke up and realized, oh man, I left it on, but it's been like 8, 9 hours at that time. Which is great for houses, apartments, buildings, not for cars. And he said for about 2 months now, he had the ozone smell in his vehicle he couldn't get rid of. Well, that's because what happens when you do it improperly. So, for cars, no more than 1 hour. Now, CO2 is a little bit different. It takes longer for that to work. But when it comes to ozone, that's why I like it, because it works good, it works fast. If done, if used correctly, it should take no more than an hour. So, of course, with our method, we gas off for 15 minutes, turn the AC on, and circulate through the system for 15 minutes. Then we let it saturate the vehicle for another 15 minutes, which is 45 minutes total. And then we air out for the last 15 minutes. That's where that hour comes in. Okay? Now, when doing this properly, this whole procedure here, we will have warning labels on the vehicle door. They have handles. I don't think I have any on me. Actually, let me see. This one. Boom. Aha. We do have these. I don't know whether you guys can see this. Do not enter ozone sanitation in progress. Ozone is also a sanitizer. So once we treat your vehicle, it is actually disinfected as well as sanitized. It's not sterilized. That's a total different method. So it is disinfected and it's also sanitized. So you will see this marker on the driver's side door of every vehicle that we treat. Because the system that we have, we can treat up to 3 vehicles at one time. We can do 4 if we want to, but that's kind of pushing it. It's kind of pushing it. Once again, my supplies are right here. You can't see them because they're out of video frame. So we have all those marked off to let people know, hey, do not enter this vehicle or enter the property because we're doing the ozone session and process. So we like to make sure that all of our clientele understands that you cannot enter the vehicle until we release it to you. Because I'm training this, I'm certified in this, I have my proper PPE with me at all given times. I make sure the patient, thinking of my actual job, my client are safe. I'm not taking this out of the video. So now I'll edit out, leave that in there. So last but not least, we come through, we air the vehicle out completely after we deodorize the whole thing with our deodorizer that we use. I'm gonna try to link the ozone generators that we use because we got ours off Amazon. They work well, but they're off Amazon. So when you see the 10,000 milligrams per hour machines for like 70, $80, no, they're about 4,000, 5,000 at best. So don't believe that. So I'm gonna show you the one that we recommend, and I'm also show you the deodorizer that we personally use. There's multiple deodorizers, but I found one that I like my best, so I keep that with me at all times. I have a few bottles that's downstairs, and I have one bottle that's actually in the vehicle. But I do have some in a spray bottle, and it dilutes just like this, but like regular water. But smells great. And very important, it's safe on all surfaces. Doesn't matter where I spray that, it's safe. So we finished our last deodorization. Make sure everything is good. Make sure the odors are not coming back. Now, when doing this process, it's very important. I'll just remember this one. You cannot reintroduce the odor back into the vehicle. Or else you're going to have to pay me to do all this all over again. Now, with our process, we have a money-back guarantee. If we treat the vehicle out and it still has a smell, or we treat the property out and it still has an odor, we will come back and treat it free of charge. No cost to you. We will treat it again free of charge. Let them know, hey, whatever method it was, it didn't work. Whatever it was, it's still there because something went wrong here. So I'm gonna make sure I treat it again to make sure that I missed no steps, nothing had any issues. But the thing about this service is simply this. Our job, whether it's cars or properties, is to save you money. Because I'll get into a quick story after this. It's gonna be a long video, I'm sorry. Our job is to save you money. Believe it or not, our job is to save you money. Because say if we have a car right here, and let's say our service, I think for cars we charge, I think $199, I think, for cars. SUVs are a little bit bigger. Of course, semi-trucks, RVs, that's a little bit more money. So we charge $199 for this procedure. Now, $200. People are thinking, man, that's a lot of money for $200. Well, here's the alternative. Say you buy a car for $30,000, right? So the car's worth 30 grand. You want to sell the car, right? This is your dealership in this particular situation. You want to sell a car. The client comes to you and say, hey, I like this car right here on the lot. Okay, cool. Cool. They want to see the car, they get in the car, and next thing they just, and they smell cigarettes, or they smell marijuana, or they smell someone's dog from the previous owner in that vehicle. Well, guess what? No matter how great that vehicle is, if it stinks, it doesn't sell. They have that saying in real estate. If it smells, it doesn't sell. So now you have to worry about even selling the car if you can. But let's say the customer says, hey, I like the vehicle. I have an odor issue. Yes, that's true. It smells like someone smoked a pack of cigarettes a day in there. How much are you willing to take off this car because of this odor itself? I've seen some cases where they went down $7,000, $10,000. I had one guy say he got $15,000 off a car that he actually got for a steal because it smelled like dog. It smelled like a dog. But you had to realize, here's the alternative the car dealership had to do. The car dealers had to pull everything out of that car. I'm talking about the headliner, all the seats, all the flooring, the carpeting, all the panels. They had to replace everything in that whole entire car. And depending on what car it is, that's a lot of labor, it's a lot of parts. You're basically paying a technician to go through and rebuild this whole entire interior, which can easily cost you $7, $8, $9, $10,000 by the time they're finished doing that. And then you gotta worry about even selling that car to even make a profit. So now imagine that bill. Once again, $30,000. Say that person talked you down $10,000 because you went to your shop, your mechanics, you went to your technicians, and you said, hey, I need you to re-gut this whole entire car, put a whole new interior in here. Well, that'll cost you what, $6,000? Somewhere in there, just being generous, plus their labor, their time. So that's $6,000 to $8,000 right now that you're gonna have to take off that car. So $30,000 now, let's say it's $8,000, it's only worth $22,000 because you just put $8,000 to change out the whole entire interior. Or you say you don't want to do that method. You say, hey, okay, what we'll do for the clientele or Mr. Customer, we'll take off $10,000 off the vehicle. Well, you just lost $10,000 because it smelled like cigarettes. Or you can call us out, pay your $199, and you can make them sell their car and get your whole $30,000 for it, minus our $200. It's a great deal, ain't it? Oh wait, am I in the camera? I can't see if I'm in the camera. That's a great deal, isn't it? That's a steal right there. This is why we're not really expensive. Same with interiors. Not interiors. Real estate, with homes, apartments, whatever it is. Now it's worse than that because you also got to realize this. We went to a job. Quick story. It's not gonna be quick. I'm lying. I'm sorry. Quick story. I did one job for a client. It was a real estate investor. He was out in, I think, North or South Carolina, one of the two. He had a property that was written out to an older lady. And then, according to their term agreements, he said, hey, you cannot smoke in the property. She agreed to it. So older lady, I don't smoke anything like that. Well, apparently she was lying through her teeth. And she actually was smoking. She smoked heavy. She was in this apartment for, I think, about 7 years. We walked into the house. He called me out because he found out about my services through a friend of mine. The whole house was yellowed out. It was completely like dark, tingy, like yellow. To the point where I'm sitting there wiping my eyes thinking, am I seeing something? Because what's going on here? I gotta move these bottles out the way. So I'm thinking like, what's going on here? The whole house was yellowed out. Because people don't realize when you smoke nicotine, you actually smoke. It may come up as a gas, the smoke that comes out, but there's a tar that's actually nicotine. Same with marijuana, but not as strong. Same with curry or cooking odors. If you fry a lot, that may come up as a gas and you start smelling that. But you gotta realize that's actually a tar or grease that actually sticks to almost everything it touches. So the whole house is yellowed out. I'm talking about the walls yellowed out, the ceilings was yellowed out. I'm talking the carpet had a dinginess to it, so it was supposed to actually be like a light brown carpet. It was dark brown at that point because it's from the tar just collected into it. I mean, I'm talking about cabinets were tarred up. Everything was just yellowed out. So he called me up because he wanted me to see if I could save the property. I told him, hey, I'll be real with you. This is probably going to be a tear out. You have to probably tear everything out. But I told him, because he understood it, hey, we'll give it our best shot anyway. So I'm in there cleaning, right? Doing there, because we have a product that actually removes tar off the walls. So it's a little bit different. It's similar to this process here. Say this was the house itself. So we came through, we gassed off first to see if we could knock out the majority of the odor. Which it did reduce it slightly, but it was strong, and I'll tell you why later. We got to liquid treatment. So we put actually on there helps break down tar, nicotine, you apply it, and drifts off. So we're sitting there with rags, mops, and like flat mops. I'm sitting there mopping the tar off the walls, just getting it off with a bunch of those microfiber towels. So I was in there for at least 3.5 days, just doing the manual labor getting the house. It wasn't really a big house. It was a small house. It was like one of the older homes. It was like 900 square feet. So it wasn't that laborious, but it was a lot of work at the same time because you had to sit here and wipe down the floors, the ceiling, everything had to be wiped down. So I went through rags, I went through towels, I'm sitting there going through all this stuff. And when I finished, the whole process, I told the client, hey, we did the best we can on this one, because we actually did it twice to see if we get it. And I told him, listen, the smell was so strong that we could not get everything out. And I told him, hey, listen, unfortunately, we're going to have to actually get everything torn out. We have to call a remediation company. So I told him, hey, listen, here's what I'll do. I'll give you a discount on price. I discounted the price on this one. But I want to see, when you call the remediation company to come out here, I want to be able to walk through with you. I want to see, is it something on my method that I did wrong? Was it something I wasn't doing properly? Or it was just something we just couldn't save? I wanted to see why, so I can come and get this information to you guys. So he said, okay, cool. I think I charged him like $300 for the whole project, which we charge like $1 per square foot for that job. So that was about $900. I gave him a heavy discount because I wanted to get the information. The information I learned from this job was way more important than the job itself. So talked to him. He said, okay, cool. Ministry guy came out like a week and a half later. I did a walkthrough with him. I told him what I did, what we actually do, the service that we require. He said, yes, you did everything right. The method that you used was good. The problem simply is, and this is why it's very important, You have to remove the source of the odor before you do anything else. If the source of the odor is not gone, the house will never smell good again. Kind of like if you take a dirty rag that you wipe, say you have a pet accident and there's urine on it, you pick the urine, you wipe it up with the rag. That rag is going to smell like urine. So if you take that same rag that's filled with urine now and you leave it in the room, it's going to make the room smell like urine. No matter how many times we come through and treat the whole place, the urine-soaked rag is still sitting there. So it's kind of like that issue with the home with tobacco. So what he did was he actually showed me. He said, see all the tar, how tar this wall is? I was telling him, yeah, and it was still yellow. I applied my cleaning solution on it. It removed the outer layer of tar. He was like, I couldn't get it white again. He said, you're not going to. The tar from the cigarettes was so strong, it penetrated through the drywall. The drywall, because he took it, with the carpenter's knives, the really sharp knives they have, he literally put a hole inside the wall. He pulled the drywall out. And he showed me on both sides, the tar actually went through the drywall. Not only mean that, here's the part that surprised me. I didn't know he could do this. He reached in and grabbed insulation. You know that pink insulation that they normally pulled up with? The insulation itself went from being pink to like a dirty yellow. It penetrated the insulation behind the wall. And he was saying, as much as your treatment would normally work, no matter how much work you did into this, you had to remove all this in order to get the smell out. And I was shocked. I didn't know you could even get like that. And so even when they took the cabinets down, the cabinets left an imprint of where it was blocking the wall and where the wall was actually just yellow by itself. So there's a little imprint of the cabinet. He's pulling things off the wall and literally see the imprint of the things where they were sitting on the wall. That's how caked up with tar it was. So unfortunately, he did get billed a lot of money. I'm talking about, by the time they said to do everything, to gut everything, to put everything, take everything out, haul it off, get new drywall, install it, get new insulation, do all this stuff, because the face plates for the light switches, they were yellowed out. So the faceplate and the light switch itself and the whole entire house had to be taken out. So all the outlets, the wall outlets had to be removed, those and then put new wall outlets in. Everything had to be gutted. He got an estimate for roughly $55,000. And I looked at him like, ooh, that's not good. And so, but I noticed he wasn't panicking. He wasn't worried at all, really. So I was like, hey, you gonna pay $55,000 for this place? He said, no, I'm not paying $55,000 for this place. He said, I only bought this place, but he said it was a foreclosure. He bought it for like $35,000. He said, I'm not gonna put more into this house than the house is actually worth. So I asked him, like, hey, what are you gonna do? Luckily for him, he said, one thing I make sure I do in all my clauses, I make sure I put do not smoke on the property, but also make sure I put requiring that all the tenants have insurance. So what he actually did, he took that claim, he took my bill, their bill, and he actually took that and sent it to the insurance company. We all got paid out. The remediation company, that $55,000, they got paid out. The rest of my money that I told him that he don't worry about on, he actually sent me that money too. Because the insurance company paid for all of us. Because we were contractors trying to fix this odor issue. And that's why it's very important for those who are in real estate. Make sure. Now, I don't know if it works for everybody, but it worked for him. Don't know how he pulled it off, but it worked for him. So make sure you guys have insurance on your vehicles for the car process here. And whether it's Enterprise, whether it's Turo, I know most of you guys have a smoking fee. Make sure you reiterate your smoking fee on this. Now, there's $200 right now for that. We do give discounts for Enterprises. We do give discounts for Turo. So just let us know if you have one of those processes on or one of them companies you work with. And we'll actually give you a discount on it because we know for a fact if I think for Turo, it's $150. I'm not going to charge you $200 if it's $150 fee on there. We'll drop it down to $150. This way you don't have to pay it out of pocket. We'll take care of the whole issue and make sure you're good. Once again, the warranty still comes in place. So it's benefits of working with certain companies. Now, to make this video short, because we'll wrap it up, I think that's everything we hear. We do service the Atlanta, Georgia area. So if you have an odor issue, whether it's cat, dogs, smoking, whether it's tobacco, whether it's food odors, whether it's a mystery smell, whether it's that mother-in-law smell that you want to get rid of, we get rid of all of them. So give us a call, 404-883-8486. Once again, my name is A.Moor. I am the owner of A.Moor Professional Services, LLC. And we would love to treat your odors today. So if you need anything, go on our website. You can actually book us at amoorprofessionalservices.com. So if you want us to be an overall specialist, if you want us to actually work for you,